Hey, what's up? This is Matt Dietz, and this is Agency Launch. This is the show where I talk about what it's like to run an insurance agency. So I talk about things like marketing and staffing and sales and retention from someone who has been in the trenches for 20 years, and I'm still here. So I try and keep things simple, try and keep things short and authentic. I also have something I want to give you. If you want to send me a text to 208-213-8809 and just send me the word free, I have compiled a list of free resources for you. There are downloadable PDFs in there for you. There are YouTube channels that are insurance specific, podcasts that are insurance specific. I have vetted all of these things for you with people that I trust. So 208-213-8809, send me the word free. It's all free. And you might even be overwhelmed, but just take one thing at a time. All right, so today I wanted to talk a little bit about some hard truths when it comes to running a business. I get involved in some of these groups on Facebook, and that's an interesting mix of people. I usually go there for help. I do some stuff in there where I also add some stuff in there for encouragement. I share some resources with people. I want to help you succeed. I think if you succeed, we all succeed. I don't see you as my competition. I never have. And so I'm at a point in my career where I'm happy to help. So I answer questions and I give my 2 cents and things like that. There's a lot of negativity out there. You know this, okay? And it's generally driven by a small number of people, but it's generally also that the loudest people win. And the loudest people also don't want to hear what you have to say. They just talk louder. They don't listen to you. There's no coming to the middle. There's no, I understand your point. It's just, they think what they think. And that's the way it is. That's like social media as a whole, right? That is not just my little space in the insurance world, all right? That is everybody. So please be better than that, okay? If you have something to say, try and be constructive. Listen to the other side. Quit throwing bombs. It's stupid and it doesn't help anybody. And if that's what you need to do to feel better, think about that. Okay? Put some thought into that. There's a lot of talk, depending on what company you're with. Insurance companies have gone through a lot over the past few years. You know this. And some insurance companies are changing the way that they are compensating agents. For example, there's a company who is changing renewals. They're dropping renewals, but they're giving you the opportunity to earn it back based on production numbers that are very reasonable for most people. Okay, so there are a lot of people that are upset about this, and I don't even know. I don't know if it's a lot. It might be 5 guys, that are just really mad, and they're everywhere, but they're upset about it. I don't know, somewhere early in my career, I taught myself that I'm not going to let this stuff affect me. Okay, I'm going to hit my numbers. Whatever they put in front of me, I'm going to hit them. It's my job, to not leave any money on the table. And I will keep my head in my lane, and I will do what I need to do to hit my numbers. Okay, that's the way I've always been. This is not the first time I've seen a rate change. It's probably the 4th or 5th time I've seen this happen. Okay. They never raise the commissions, which I wish they would do that, but that's another story. So I want to talk about running a business and whenever you decide to open a business, there's an inherent risk that you take on. You are betting on yourself, okay, that you can get this done. And for all of us who have decided to jump into the insurance space, we all bet on ourselves to create an agency, to drive income, to provide for our families, and to maybe provide for a way of life that we always dreamed of. There is risk that comes with this. There is investment that comes with this. A lot of us had to dig into savings. Maybe you had to spend all of your savings. Some of us had to take out loans, okay, to make sure that we hit payroll, right? Some of us had to endure changes within our company, and you just have to roll with this kind of stuff. But please, there's no guarantee when you bet on yourself, okay, and you decide to open your own business. There's no guarantee. It is an investment, okay? All investments have risk. Tell me an investment that doesn't. Everyone does, okay? Whether it's real estate, whether it's the market, gold, what businesses, all of this stuff has risk. This can go up or down, okay? So when a company changes the way you're compensated, they have every right to do that, and you signed a contract agreeing to that. Okay, so you can be mad about it, but you agreed to it. Okay, so what are you going to do now? There's a lot of chatter out there about us being 1099 contractors, and they can't tell us how to run our businesses, and they can't tell us how to do certain things. And I don't try and get too involved with that kind of chatter because it doesn't affect me. Okay, it just doesn't. Honestly, I don't care. There are people that are like, well, we're going to sue, and there are lawsuits going on, and I try and stay away from that space, and I always will. I hate that. Okay. So, and again, that's another conversation that I'm not even going to explore. I'm going to let other people dig into that and go after it. I don't care about that, okay? So I just want you to know that, starting a business and doing this, there's risk involved. And I equate it to, I bought my first house in 2006. And the day after the ink dried on my first and biggest investment, the market crashed. And banks were closing. My house lost about $100,000 worth of value, pretty much overnight. This was an investment that I made, okay? I did not sue my realtor, okay? If I bought a stock for a company and it went down 40% overnight, I'm not going to sue that company, okay? That's a risk. All of this is risk, okay? So it's a bummer if you signed up for a company and there are major changes that happen right out of the gate, like a year after you started, that could be a tough gig. And maybe they pull out of your state, and there are some agents that have had a really tough go, and my heart goes out to them. If I opened an agency in Florida and my company pulled out 6 months later, that would really hurt and that would be tough. But again, that's a risk that you took when you did that. It doesn't make it feel any better, but that's what happens, okay? In some places, there are some places where your product may be very, very, very hard to sell, okay? I believe there are a few pockets in the country where you might be with a company where it's really tough. And that's it. But I will tell you this, that if there are people in your organization that are selling, and you get reports, you probably can get reports or access to numbers. If you're in a district with 20 or 30 or 40 other agents, and you've sold 4 policies, but there are 4 or 5 agents that are selling 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 policies, you've got to question, what are they doing that I'm not? There's a gap there, okay? Might be a gap in, sales acumen. It might be a gap in product knowledge. I don't know. But someone's getting it done. And I would want to know how. If I was in a position where I'm looking up the whole time, I'm like, what the hell are these guys doing? I'm going to find out, okay? People will share what they're doing. I promise you. You might run across one agent who's like, well, I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing. Just go to the next one, okay? Most people are willing to share what they're doing because they're proud of it, okay? People like to talk about their businesses. People like to share their successes. if somebody came to you and said, man, you're killing it. Like, how are you doing this? It's amazing. You'd be like, oh, thanks. Let me tell you, because you're not a threat. Okay. Especially if you've sold 4 policies, right? Anyway, just keep at it. We do have the ability to sell multiple products. Okay. And there might be a period of time where you have to lean on those other products significantly harder. I know there are places in South Texas that can't write homes at all. That's really tough. But you can sell auto, you can sell commercial, you can sell life. You can make money off of all of those. Okay. It's not always this industry is it changes every minute, it feels like. So anyway, I just wanted to just get this out. I think it's important. I always try and give some perspective to what's going on, and I just wanted to share that with you. So those are my thoughts. My name's Matt. This is Agency Launch. You can find me all over the place. I'm on LinkedIn. I am on, where else am I? I'm on Instagram at Threads at Dietz Agency. And don't forget to send me a text, 208-213-8809, and send the word free, and I will hook you up with some free stuff. Thank you so much for listening. Keep up the good work.